Alright everyone, welcome back to Doli, Incapax, and me, myself, and Turnabout. This is day 2, and I had to restart my computer recently. Well, my computer forcibly restarted itself recently to update to Windows 8.1. I didn't want it to, but it offered me no choice this time. I'm sure for and many other people it was the same thing. And because of that, my recorder resetted some settings, so I'm hoping I won't sound too different in this video or any of the next ones. But I guess I'll find out. Anyway, I'm just gonna wait for it to load completely. So wait, you really think that Lady Victorian's guilty? Yes, I do. Our killer needed to open one of the cases, and Victorian's the only suspect with a key. Plus, all the reasons she gave us to believe in her innocence ended up proving nothing. True, but I mean, we don't have anything that actually proves it was her. Well, then we'll just have to look for more evidence. I mean, yeah, she's a jerk, but your explanations were really stupid. She broke the case to case suspicion? That's just ridiculous, Mom. Well, then we'll need to find some other reasons as to why she'd do this. Whatever, Mom. Yeah, whatever. Exy. So now I have things to talk about with Exy. I have bits and pieces and suspicions about Victorian. Exy, regarding our client, do you know anything about multiple personality disorder? Hey, I've heard of it before, but I always thought it was just some kind of fairy tale. Well, now that you've met someone diagnosed with it, what do you think? Yeah, I think he has it. He was a completely different person in court today. The question is, what kind of impact the condition is going to have on the case? Well, one of his personalities has to know something about his prints being on the reflex hammer. We don't know a ton about his third personality. We could always talk to it. Plus, there's the matter of Prose remembering a sharp pain. Could he have been knocked out? Well, we're not gonna find out just talking about it. Come on, let's just get going. You really think Victorian did this? We just discussed this. She's the most suspicious out of all the witnesses. But you haven't taken her age into account. Exy, that's an incredibly tactless thing to say. Mom, let's be real here. She's like 100 years old or something. No disrespect to her, but do you think she's strong enough to strangle someone? Plus, why would she do this with an ancient artifact, especially one she cares about so much? I hadn't even considered that. Why indeed? Well, I guess we'll have to talk to her face to face. Come on, let's go. Yep, we're gonna move right now. To the detention center at first, I guess. Hello, Bits. How are you doing today? Hi, lawyers. Hey, Miss Incapax. Hey, I'm guessing you're Bits' third personality, right? That's Singer or something, right? You got it! Perfect thinking, perfect conclusion, perfect pitch! Perfect pitch? What are you even talking about? That's my name, Perfect Pitch. Might I grace you with my dual set tones? No, that's quite... No, for the love of God, stop! Miss Pitch, you've been graced by your voice, but do you think we could have a serious discussion? Alright, just let me know if you need an encore. Oh, believe me, you shouldn't worry about that. Huh, we're going to be able to talk to Perfect Pitch. I'm kind of surprised. So, Perfect Pitch, you're an opera singer, correct? I guess with this voice, I can't keep it hidden, huh? Well, you did burst into song earlier. Oh? Do you want an encore? No! Good sweet smooths, you are never singing again! Nixie, you will never say something like that again. Thank you so much for saying that. Is that jealousy I hear? Don't worry, I'll stop. Just for you. Well, anyways, what do you do when you aren't singing? I love all kinds of shiny things. They just look so perfect, so I started a little collection of shinies. Of course, sometimes it's just fun to look. So I like going to the museum. And then there are shiny things everywhere. It's so gorgeous. It makes you want to sing. Or stay quiet and admire them quietly, right? Yep, that sounds about right. Maybe it is Perfect Pitch that is responsible, or maybe she's completely ignorant of the issue at hand. Or hoof, I should say. I've been meaning to ask you about your necklace for a while now. You aren't getting your hands on it. That's not what I mean. See, when we were talking to Bits yesterday, I'm quite certain that his necklace was blue. And when we were hearing Prose's testimony, I'm quite certain that his necklace was a light red. Or pink. Oh, that's easy to explain. A specially made necklace that keeps track of his personalities. Yep, you've already lost me. Alright, I'll try again. There are small sensors in Bits' brain that are hooked up to this necklace. When he's expressing different personalities, his brain will be acting in slightly different ways. So, the color of the screen on his necklace changes when he's expressing a different personality. And each of the personalities has a color that consistently shows, right? Yeah, it makes you wonder how they figure that out. How did they figure that out? Well, either way, thank you for clearing that up for us. Not a problem. So the necklace will probably come up later for us to, like, identify one of the personalities, right? Right? I'm willing to bet on that. Maybe. Maybe it's a red herring. What do you know about the crime? The crime? Which crime? Aha! I knew it. Which crime? What are you saying there was a crime other than the murder? Can't I make a joke? Yeah, I know a little bit about what happened. I mean, I don't know a lot. I just know what I heard in my interview. That's alright. I just want to hear what you saw on the day of the crime. Well, I just went in to see all of the pretty shinies and shiny pretties. All I remember was talking to Nurse Redheart, really. Do you think you could tell me a bit more about that? Alright, sure. Nurse Redheart. So, what did you talk to Nurse Redheart about? We just talked about the museum exhibits. We were happy Victorian let us get a sneak peek. And that was it. Nothing else happened. Really? Because he keeps specifying that nothing else happened after that. Miss Pitch? What happened after that? My ring's heating up again. You've got to be hiding something from me. Time to present this and find out what that is. Should I already? I guess I will. What's with the tense atmosphere all of a sudden? Miss Pitch, you don't have to worry. I'm just trying to get some information out of you. Now, I have to know what you and Nurse Redheart were talking about. Sorry, I don't remember a thing. Should I be kind, use logic, or get angry? I'll use logic. That's not true. You just told me earlier. We just talked about the museum exhibits. We were happy Victorian let us get a sneak peek. So, would you like to change your story? Alright, we talked. Great logic. Can you go into some more detail about your conversation with her? We were talking about Miss Victorian. She let us preview the new exhibit. So that's it, nothing more. I should probably be kind now, because she smiled. This is really like just random guessing, honestly. But there is like I think it depends on the emotions of the character you're interviewing. That like sort of makes things better for you. But sometimes even that doesn't work. Anyway, be kind. Look, Miss Pitch, I'm trying my best to help you. But if you won't tell me the truth, I can't help you. But that is the truth. Can you really say that? Can you look me in the eye and tell me that's the truth? Ah, so it was be kind. So are you willing to talk now? I'm sorry. It's not that it's relevant to the case, it's just embarrassing. Yeah, that's right. Embarrassing. Sorry, it's just a touchy subject. Completely irrelevant. I'll use logic this time. It might be kind though. Random. That may be, but I can use any information I can get. You may just not know that it's relevant. But that's not true. It's just from my personal life. Sorry, but it's really irrelevant. Completely irrelevant. And that was the wrong thing to do. Probably be kind was the right thing to do. Be kind. Miss Peach, I'm sorry, but I know you're lying. You aren't fooling anyone, yourself included. If you want my help, I'm going to need yours. I need you to tell me the truth. So please, can you trust me? You've got a fine way of talking to people, don't you? Fine, I'll tell the truth. Sorry about that. There are lots of different dialogues depending on like what you choose, which is kind of neat, but the fact that you can only like have one option and it's not very obvious at any time makes the Carnelian ring gimmick a bit like, well, gimmicky. It is different from the Magatama. No Psyclocks in this game. Anyway, thank you for finally complying. I'm certain whatever you talked about will prove to be important. Whatever. Can we just get this conversation over with? Talk to Nurse Redheart. So, Miss Peach, you spoke to Nurse Redheart about something, and I need to know what. Yeah, it's a less than perfect situation, isn't it? You don't need to worry. You can trust me. Well, see, Nurse Redheart wasn't with me the whole time. And when she wasn't with me, she heard some ponies discussing the theft. There were multiple thieves? Whoever she knows who they are? Yep, and we were going to set up a trap for the two of them. Make sure they pay. Well, out with it already. Who are they? I don't know. You don't know? You mean she didn't tell you? Sorry, but that's all we talked about. Well, what about this trap? Did it go according to plan? I'll just skip letting my ring get hot and get straight to confronting him. No. No! And earlier, when we were talking to pros... Same thing. Why the hell won't any of your personalities talk to me? That's for me to know, and you to find out. Sorry. Well, maybe bits and pieces would talk. Mom, snap out of it. Huh? What? What just happened? You just went all freaky on me and zoned out. Are you sure you're alright? Yes, I'll be fine. It's just that this is a lot to take in. And why wouldn't he want to talk about this trap? What kind of trap was it? Miss Incapax, are you feeling alright again? Oh, psych, you're still here. Hey, I've been meaning to ask you about something for a while. Why did you take Bits' case? What do you mean? He deserves a fair trial. But there was so much evidence against him, and you hadn't even spoken to him. Even right now, he could easily be guilty, so why are you still defending him? I don't know what happened, but I believe he is innocent. I'm going to prove this. You have a very romantic way of thinking. Delusional, but very pretty. I'm interested to see how this goes for you. Let's hope for the best. So I'm guessing Psyche is one of the T's, right? Him and Victorian. Because they were working together to get the lights back on. You guys remember that? Anyway, that's just my guess. I could be wrong. Mom, can we not talk to him again? That was super depressing. I suppose, Exy. We may need to talk to him eventually, though. By the looks of it, we'll definitely have to talk to Nurse Redheart. And we need to find out who these other thieves were. There's only 2 of them. And now we're going to the museum hallway. There's not very many areas in this case. Pearl exhibit? Or crime scene? I'll go to the crime scene. Doesn't look like anyone's here. I'm guessing there isn't much else left to investigate in here. They didn't find much earlier, did they? Not really. We should probably start looking around somewhere else. So I'm probably gonna have to go back here after I go to the Pearl exhibit, which I'm going to right now. Oh, hey, Miss Incapax. And hello, Exy. Detective Operandi? Why aren't you at the crime scene? We have some men guarding the crime scene right now. I just wanted to look into your theory. Wait, so there were men guarding at the crime scene that I was just at a few moments ago? Well, making a guard Avatar would have been kind of a lazy or not necessary. And it doesn't happen in Ace Attorney games anyway, so... And it turns out you were right. We found a missing piece of the necklace in that central case. Incidentally, we also found out it had to have been removed after Bibi was already dead. Pendant added to court record. Would you mind if we asked you a few questions about it? Go ahead! Let me check it out first. It says, a pendant found in the Pearl exhibit, removed from the murder weapon after the crime. Alright then. Anything new? Have you learned anything new? Anything at all? Not really. We're only reassessing on a new thing, and we don't even know if it's relevant. Well, come on, what is it? We found it screwed into the ceiling right above the murder weapon's case. A hook on a screw? What was it doing above the case? It may have been used when they were setting up the case, but I'm not certain. Anyway, since this exhibit's still being set up, two of the kits are just laying around. Essentially, we have no idea where it came from, or why it was there. A screw hook, huh? It says that it was found in the ceiling directly above the murder weapon's case. No prints found on it. That must be relevant. Don't you worry, Modus. I'll find out what it was used for you, so your lazy butts won't have to. That was a weird turn of phrase. Whatever you say, Exy. Missing pendant. What have you learned about the pendant? Like I said earlier, we know that it was taken off after Bibi was killed. The only other thing we know is that it wasn't placed in the case carefully. So what? So what it means that whoever put it in had to do so in a hurry. Alright, that seems useful. Thank you, Detective. Not a problem. So, Modus, what do you think about my theory regarding Lady Victorian? It makes a lot of sense, but I don't think that's gonna change anything. It turned out that Habeas found another witness. Another witness? Well, come on, who is it? Nurse Redheart. I don't know, Exy. All I know is that he's still convinced that Bits is guilty. And I guess we'll just have to find out who it is for ourselves. Okay, wait a minute. What the hell, Modus? What? What the hell are you talking to me that way? This way? What the hell did I do? Oh, you can treat my mother normally, but you've just been so pissed off at me lately. Why can't you just go back to me? That's exactly why I'm angry at you. I mean, do you have any idea how this kind of talk is affecting Mezzy? Do you? Me? I'm fine with it. I can brush these kinds of things off. But Mezzy's really fragile. Recently, he's been barely able to leave his house. And it's all because one damn yellow donkey's been telling everyone that we've been, well... What the hell is your problem? We aren't doing that at all. Not at all! But you pretend we do it just for the hell of it, just because you think it's funny. What the hell is my problem? What the hell is your problem? I have to go. Can we just go, Mom? Of course, Exy. Mezzy, it's a character from the first case, so go watch that if you want. I didn't voice that case, so it's like a 4-hour video, but still. Anyway, we have to go to the crime scene now, I bet. No, we don't. Okay. Museum hallway. Looks like Nurse Redheart is back in here. Oh dear, oh my, oh dear. This isn't going well at all. Nurse Redheart? Is everything alright? Oh, it just isn't a good day to be anyone around here. Oh, poor Bibi. We have to talk to her, Mom. After what Perfect Pitch told us. Agreed, Exy. No time to waste. So, got bits and pieces of what you saw inside the trap. Nurse, do you think you could tell us about bits and pieces? But aren't you his lawyer? Shouldn't you have spoken to him? I just need to hear what you know about Bits' movements. Well, I don't actually remember talking to Bits. But you were at the museum with him. But you were at the museum with him? No. I remember I talked to his 2 other personalities, but I don't actually remember talking to Bitsy. I don't even know if he expressed that personality then. If Bits wasn't expressed, This could be a great help to our case. Well, that doesn't mean Bits was never expressed, he just wasn't around Redheart. Either way, this could be very important. Thank you. Can we go over what you saw one more time? Well, I didn't see a lot. Perfect Pitch just wanted to see the exhibits. Oh, by the way, remember that reflex hammer you showed me yesterday? The reflex hammer? Yes, what about it? Well, I was going through my first aid kit and it turned out that I didn't have it anymore. And do you have any idea why it would be tied to a piece of string? I tie a lot of tools to my first aid kit. I tend to lose things. But that doesn't make any sense. Yesterday you said that this wasn't yours. We told you it was tied to the string. Shouldn't that have given it away, if that was true? Plus, you definitely didn't want to tell us something about it yesterday. That's right. My ring reacted when we were talking to her. I'm sorry. I just can't talk about it. I just can't do this kind of thing to the people I love. Redheart, what on earth are you talking about? Yes, Redheart? I just can't tell anyone until tomorrow. Bits' ruling is on the line. Oh, poor Bits. I'm certain if you calm down, we can... Oh, I shouldn't hurt him. He's too nice to be hurt. I don't want to see him hurt. She's in her own little world. I doubt you could barter anything out of her like this. Well, I guess we'll just have to change the subject. For now, anyway. Set a trap. Nurse Redheart, I spoke to Perfect Pitch earlier, and she said something rather interesting. She said you heard the two thieves talking about stealing the necklace. And even more importantly, that you said you would set up a trap for the thieves. Is this true? You've learned a lot, haven't you? Well, you're right, but I don't know who the thieves are. How don't you know who they are? Oh, I didn't recognize the voices. The two were talking in a really muffled way. But they said they were going to steal the necklace, and I just wanted to prevent this. Did you think of calling the police? I wish I could trust them, but I remember that big gaffe they made when Eventide was murdered. Case 1, or the blinded Turnabout, for those who are wondering. What? They almost arrested the wrong killer. No, they almost arrested 2 wrong killers. Poor girls. So I thought I'd take matters into my own hands. Ooves. That was one mess up, and that's just because Modus has been an idiot lately. If he wasn't so mopey about Mizzy, well, blame that pile of crap for how it was handled. Hexy, watch your language. So I didn't even need to... Oh my god. I mean, I need to go. Oh, poor Bibby. Oh, come on, really? Get back here, Redheart. We still have questions for you. Oh, she's gone, isn't she? Great. Don't worry, Hexy. We'll get her statement at one point or another. But until then, there's one pony we have to talk to. And she sure has a lot of explaining to do. Okay, now do I have to move to the crime scene? No. Huh. Oh, Pearl exhibit again? Oh, is this that detective again? I need to ask you. Oh, yes, it's the silly lawyer again. Look, I don't want to talk to you either, lady. Let's just get this over with. Well, if you don't want to talk to me, don't talk to me at all. If you don't talk to us, we won't be able to find out what really happened. And if we don't find out what really happened, we'll still be pressing on, believing that you're guilty. So if you want to be found innocent, please talk to us. You're not going to give up, are you? Fine then. I suppose I'll answer your questions. Maybe she isn't guilty then. Emerald Pendant. Did you hear that the missing Emerald Pendant was discovered? Yes, and it's such a relief. I'm so glad it will be back with the museum. Now, can we have it back immediately, let's say? I don't think you understand. This is important evidence. It proves that our killer was in here. Please, just ignore that once. Just for me. No! Now, you were in here after the crime was committed, weren't you? But so was that nurse and that psychiatrist. And so were you. It proves nothing. She has a point. We can't prove she did anything with it if there were more people in here. And if it isn't important, the police won't mind giving it back. Now will they? For the last time, you aren't getting it back until the trial is over. Fine then. I'll let the point go for now. You must admit, your key makes you look very suspicious. But you've been so focused on me, have you shifted any of your attention to the victim? Have you ever questioned why she was in the Emerald exhibit? Lady Victorian, don't speak ill of the dead. Well, I know I didn't do anything wrong. And what did you say in court earlier? I see the prosecution has realized it, too. This piece of the necklace is in one of the exhibit's cases. In order to open one of these cases, you need a key. Have you considered Bibi may have had a part in the theft? I was about to say murder, but because it's always a murder, but no, it's a theft. But the pendant was removed after she had died. There's no way she could have placed it in here. That may be, but I know that I'm innocent. There has to be another way around this problem. And speaking of problems, the museum wants the Hemlock Queen's emeralds back. I'm sorry, that's important evidence. What is with this woman? We need that. Okay, seriously, lady, what's going on? Why do you need the necklace so badly? Need it so badly? I simply requested that police return it to its rightful owners. No, you've been pestering us to give it back. What's up with that? What's going on? Why are you so adamant about getting the necklace back? Don't you remember what I said in court? It's worth 7 figures. But you insist that you get it back today. Why? Well, it's very valuable and we don't want it with the police for longer than it has to be. You're fooling me, Miss Victorian. You're hiding something, and I want to know what. Time to badger. Of course, I guess I'll just have to try and get her to talk. And finally find out what's the secret about the necklace. So there's only like 2 bartering sessions in this case, I believe. Because this is the last investigation place. Investigation part, rather. Lady Victorian, you're hiding something about the necklace. I'm not, though. I'm simply concerned about it not being guarded by the museum. After all, somebody tried to steal it once already. It just isn't safe outside of our hands. I'll use logic. No, it isn't. With all due respect to Bibi, the necklace theft ended up becoming a worse crime. Not to mention that you were the only one in the museum to notice the missing pendant. So tell me, how is it the necklace any safer with a museum? Because it is under my watchful eye, and I don't need you to tell me anything more. Oh wait, it says Victorian here, but it's actually supposed to be Doli, I guess. Oh wait, no, was it supposed to be Victorian? But Victorian didn't have, like, speech voice acting. That was bizarre. Anyway, I probably have to be angry with her for the first one. Victorian, I'm sick to death of these lies. I just want a straight answer out of you. You aren't fooling me, or anyone, for that matter. There's some other reason for this pestering. If you would just tell me, we'd both be on our ways. Well, Alright, be angry with her. I admit it hasn't had a good history with the museum. But this poor excuse of a police force was completely mistaken when that Eventide fellow died. So why should I trust them at all, much less with such a valuable artifact? Let's get angry again. Give them a break. Why are you being so rude to them? These are trained professionals. I won't have you insulting them. And I won't have you insulting my emotions. All you've given me is your own opinion. Meanwhile, I've given you facts, a concept you should try embracing a bit more. And that was obviously not the right thing to do, but I just wanted to get angry with her again. Because why not? You have infinity chances doing the bartering, so experimenting is not a bad idea. Just playing getting the wrong answer just to see what your character is going to say is kind of fair. I'll use logic, but it might be kind, because she mentioned something about emotions if I got angry with her. Say what you will about the police, but the point is, the police legally cannot give you the necklace. Until the trial is over, We have to keep all evidence under close supervision. Well, I suppose. With you as a suspect, you can't be trusted around the evidence. Fine then. So let's go back to the original question. Why do you really want the necklace back? I know that you want to find me guilty, and I hate you for that. So no, I'm not giving you any more information to use against me. After all, why should I believe that you won't find some way to turn this against me? I'll be kind. Just this time once. But I bet I won't have to ever use that. Lady Victorian, do you remember why you called me to the museum? Why? Do you mean our discussion about false advertising? Exactly. The problem is, false advertising is a crime. And I should have reported you right away. The thing is, I didn't. I didn't because I was being kind. And decided to give you my trust. The fact is, I should report you. But I won't. Because you trust me to keep that a secret. If you can trust me to keep a crime a secret, why can't you trust me to keep this a secret? I suppose. Maybe I could give you my trust here as well. Ah, cool. Instantly win. Neat. I suppose I don't know what that prosecutor is going to do with the information either, do I? You mean you've already told Mr. Corpus? It doesn't matter much, really. I'm guessing you're going to hear it at some point anyway. Talk about what's going on. So, what is this massive secret you've been keeping from us this whole time? I hope you remember the backstory of the Hemlock Queen's emeralds. Yes, the queen who killed her court, and later died because of it. When I first heard of it, it was so fantastical, karma raining down on this evil woman. Why, it took me the longest time to convince myself it wasn't a fairy tale. It was so perfect. But now, I'm beginning to think it was just a fairy tale. But you've seen the necklace. You made a whole exhibit around it. Our museum went to an appraiser to see what else we could learn about it. But we found out it wasn't the Hemlock Queen's emeralds. That was nothing more than a fake. A fake? Explain, please. Maybe that necklace really did exist, and it was just destroyed when that castle collapsed. But we don't have it. It was made sometime in the decade. That necklace is completely worthless? Really? It's not at all worthless. The gold has a very high caratage. The emeralds are high quality and real. But the amount I dropped on it, I'm such a fool. So when you talk to me about false advertising, is this what you were talking about? Exactly. We can't base an exhibit around a forgery now, can we? Miss Victorian, this is horrible to hear, but... Well, what does this change? Remember all those points you brought up against her in court? Well, didn't she say that she stole the necklace because she loved it? And if the necklace doesn't exist, neither does a motive. Now do you see why I'm innocent, silly girls? It does seem that way, but then who else could have done this? If I may have all of your answers. I may have all your answers. But what are you waiting for? Tell us already. All the answers. I'm kind of surprised that of this turn of events. It does make Lady Victorian much more innocent, but I still believe she had a part in this. You have a theory about what happened. Tell us, please. It's easy. Remember my theory from earlier? I hope you do. This only makes sense if Bibi was the thief. But she was a security guard. And what about her motive for stealing it? She was a new security guard, remember? She probably joined just for the sake of this theft. As well, she's the only one with a master key that doesn't know that it was a fake. She didn't know? Why wasn't she told? If it got out, there would be a scandal. We don't need something like that. And everyone else was told it was worthless. But Bibi, she still thought it was valuable. I'm in good financial standing, so only she could have benefited from its theft. God This all makes a lot of sense. But Red Heart hurt 2 thieves. Does this mean someone else was working with Bibi? It certainly looks that way, Ixie. This turns our thinking around completely. This whole exchange is just bringing up more questions. Who was the accomplice to the theft? What was the reason they needed to steal the necklace? And most importantly, who murdered Bailbond and why? But there has to be a reason for all of this. I'm going to find out one way or another. That it? Yeah, it is. That's the end. So, the plot thickens, and I kind of screwed up in many lines this episode. I probably like redid some of them in post-editing. But I really like in this case a lot. It's like nothing's really obvious. Despite the fact that this series is not very popular, despite the fact that it's My Little Pony related on my channel, which is probably because it's mostly OCs, I really like it a lot. I like all the effort put into it, despite all the grammatical mistakes. I really wouldn't mind if there were more cases with this character. Doli Incapax and all the entourage French. Because I played lots of other Ace Attorney Online cases and they mostly use Apollo and I'm not really a fan of him. Well, anyway, hope y'all enjoyed this video and hope y'all have a nice day. Next time, a 2-parter of Trials. Hope to all see you then.